Welcome back, everybody. Well, here we are again, looking to see what we can do or what we can't do. Mostly what we can't do. Okay, so I received excellent advice from my senior supervisor that uh, more or less told me I screwed up totally on trying to outfit the bedroom, bathroom, and kitchen. So this is a minor thing. The other thing that seemed to really play with his psyche was the fact of running backwards and forwards to get stuff when I could by now have actually set everything up in here and made everything so much easier. All right. So this is what we're going to try and do today. Now, I haven't even got a plan of where to start. So it's all going to be ad lib. In other words, screw it up as many different ways as I can possibly work out to be. For now, yeah, I should have enough height for that. I haven't as yet decided what goes where. So some of it is going to be place it, remove it, place it again, and remove it again. Some bit is going to be, damn it, it can stay there. And other bits are going to be, what do I do now? Now, the whole system is based on one principle. Shove it in a corner, hope it works, and forget about it. Right, so, first off, let's remove this, because this is going to change. That's why I never actually attached it all. Right, and I shall also eventually clear out, what's that, number 7? Oh, cargo container. I knew it was the wrong one. Of course you knew it was the wrong one. It's always the wrong one. Conveyor junction. Right. Now, I could put another conveyor junction here, but that would be stupid. I'll use one in somewhere else. Okay, so let's go down for T-junction. That's the one we wanted. No, that's not a T-junction. Or is it? Yes, it is. Because it goes that way, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. Maybe it's that one. Did we get it right? Yep, attached there, and one goes to the left, one goes to the right. Okay, I'm just going to run these tubes down here towards the corner and see what we work out. So let's go all cutty, zap, because I like zapping shit. Yeah, good idea. Oh, well, do it from here then. Yeah, I better not go much further. Hopefully it only takes one block. I can't remember. It might be 2 blocks. Okay. Back to 3. Back to number 1. There. Straight through. There. Oops. there. And there. Yeah, we'll do it that way for now. Did I get it right? Anyone want to take any guesses? Of course we didn't get it right. Whatever gave you the idea we'd get it right. So let's try that again. Right, that's the right way round. Okay. Now, leading up to the other side, I'll leave that open, that one, and we shall work on it. Okay, so what am I going to put here? This is the question. It would be best if I could yeah, this is where the fun starts. That one, actually, I may have been better to turn to a T-junction so I can come down this way, which would have been the practicable way of doing it. Let me think while I go and investigate this marvelous unknown signal. Let's check and see if we've got any space left to do it. Yeah, I don't know why we've got stone in there. Oops. But I'm sure that's not going to last much longer. So let's get rid of the stone, because I don't want stone there. Just in case he who shall growl and bite arrives. Oh, carpet gloves. Just what I need. I'm sure I'm going to be putting carpets into everything. Oh, that will come in handy. Okay. That was interesting. So, what am I going to put in that corner? If I don't know what I'm doing, I don't expect you to know what I'm doing. So, we are back to basics again, which are the constructor and the thingamajig that makes stuff that we need to put in the constructor. So, refinery, yeah. See, my brain's working overtime already. Okay, so the other thing I needed to do somehow, which is going to be a pain, but I've got so much junk in my work slots that I no longer know where anything is. So first off, I'm going to come down here now that this is all working. Well, sorta. Push this up. Okay. We are going to have to put the kitchen down here as well, but that'll all go in here eventually. So, what are we after? Well, time to do a clean out, because I have realised that I'm just carrying shit that I don't need anymore. Well, it's not that I don't need it. The cargo containers I don't know about yet. That I don't need. That I don't need. Those and those I'll need. Interior walls. Glass bits. War. Shouldn't need that at the moment. The Gatling turrets I will need later. I'm not putting a garden down here. I don't need thrusters or that stuff just yet, because lights I'll leave on. Food processor, I'm going to need that. Conveyor sorter, not really. Gatling turrets, well, I've already got that. Survival kit, that's in. Air vents, don't really need that. Okay. Armory, all done. Cryo chamber done. Kitchen, well, I'll leave that for the moment. It may come in handy. Bed. Yeah, well, that was a bit of an error, because I believe that was meant to be part of the outer wall as well. So for now, I'm going to get rid of all this junk. The couches, I'm going to leave all that stuff till later. Okay. So, what have we got? Small cargo container, assembler, that we're going to need. A refinery. We're going to need a refinery, basically. Inset refill station. Nope, we don't need that at the moment. Okay. So refinery, assembler. Yeah, I'm just reorganizing this. Containers. Because I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to put in here. Contracts, large industrial containers. Medium cargo. I think that's the one I really want, but how do I, available PCU. Oh, 10 million. Okay, this So it's either going to be a lot of small ones or one big one. Okay, put the containers down there. Okay, number 3. We need conveyor junctions and connectors. Conveyor junctions. And connectors. Sorry about this, but I've got to get it organised, otherwise I'll never be able to get anything done. And the way my mind works, things would definitely... Okay, Gatling gun. So just reorganising now may save me problems later. Okay. 5 spotlights. And food processor. Okay. Food processor. Right. That leaves just this, which is the kitchen. Well, frankly, as yet, I'm not even going there. Just check that. Okay, that's everything. So we're all clear as far as I want to go, so this far. Now, what have we got and where have we got it? Okay. First of all, we have no storage. So let's do just a quick storage option because I need storage now. So, which is storage was number 4. No, that's definitely not going to work in that, because while it's a pain in the ass, yeah, let's put 2 in, because at least it just gives us a little bit of coverage. Then we need to remove this one. Need to go back to There. And we need to go there. Okay. The reason I'm doing this is because I've got junk in the trunk and I want to get rid of it. So at least I can put it in here in the meantime. Now, okay, here. So thereby hangs the problem. The one underneath is not going to be secured. You ever get that feeling you shouldn't have got out of bed? Okay. Then you didn't do it. What an idiot. That should be enough to keep me going. And then I can empty this out while I'm over there. Yes, I know, I'm flying over there again. And I haven't got my lights on. I know you're going to tell me I haven't got my lights on. There we are. Now they're on. Okay. First of all, cannot withdraw 9 tech. Okay. That's right. Damn it, I forgot to empty that first, didn't I? Okay. How about sort of opening it? Let's do that again, shall we? Okay, more components successfully withdrawn. Let's get down here, get those done, and then now that I'm almost empty, I can go and collect all that stuff. Nice and safe inside. Exactly what did you get? Exactly nothing. What a stupid idiot. Okay. Okay, so let's try this again, shall we? I don't know what I've done, but I keep seeming to screw it up somehow. Which should not surprise any of you at all. Okay. Now, do we have them this time? Let's have a look and check. Well, it looks like it. Perhaps this time we can actually do what we were meant to be doing. And then we shall, I think I need to put in the constructor first. because I can always manually load stuff in it. But I want a little bit of storage here before I screw everything. Okay, we've got some storage there. Oh, damn it, I could have actually used that there, couldn't I? In fact, I'm going to need to use it there. Idiot. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Is that the right way around? Yep. At least I hope it is. If it ain't, I'm in shit. Yep, looks the right way around. Of course you would. Okay, we're short of steel plate. Well, I'm going to go and do a whiz around, see if I can get some steel plate then. Seeing they've sent me another one, I might as well go and get it. That should have some steel plate in it. This does make it easier to find things. All the fun of the fair. Okay. Have we got some steel plates? Yep. Will it be enough? Probably not. Because who would ever think things would go right? Okay, there's one. Now, that means at least... Oh, shit. That sucks. Why did you turn around that way? You were not meant to turn around that way. Oh, the trials and tribulations that you have to go through. Yeah, that was how you were meant to be. Now, why didn't you go that way in the first place? They purposely did that just to confuse me. Okay, we've got a little bit of storage. It ain't much, but it'll have to do for the moment. Now, we now need, I think I shall put, the refinery is the one least used, really. So I shall put that in this corner. Oh, that's right. That's a lot bigger than I thought it was. That's 4 squares. Okay. There's nothing there, so it's got to come up from there, eh?
Energy low.
No. Of course it is. Why not make it, as difficult as possible to try and make decisions? Oh, I suppose now you're going to tell me I'm hungry as well, am I? Let's go and drop all this junk off. Because, I mean, after all, we have actually got this far. All right, now, what I'm trying to work out is where it actually positions assembler, the refinery, because I can't see underneath. Yeah, there is. Okay, there is a place underneath. I'm going to need steel plate, which of course I just dumped it all. Yeah, we're really quite intelligent, aren't we? Now, that would see up there. Don't I have enough roof space? Probably not, because it'd be in there. Okay. Yeah, it hits that. Damn it. Sometimes you're just not meant to be available for anyone, are you? That's where it would be nice to have it. Fortunately, someone has decided that's not a good idea. Okay, what else can we do? Basic refinery, we need more than that. A refinery. That's the same. It's still too big to fit in there. Because we like to screw things up. Okay. I could always lay it on its side, I suppose. That would be different, wouldn't it? There's no connection underneath. There's only a connection on each side. That means that it won't fit in there because of that brace. So, what else can we do? There's got to be a way. Well, we could be totally stupid and lay it on its side, I suppose. That would be different. That's sneaky. And yeah, that's a little bit sneaky. But can I get a connection there through this? And if I do get a connection through this, should I even take a chance on it? I mean, it is a bit weird, but it does fit. And it would give me the 2 access points that I could have stuff coming into here and then straight out into the assembler. Right. I could also just put in a junction straight into there to attach to that. A conveyor junction so that I'd have continual flow going through and then into the assembler. That is a possibility. A little weird, a little bit unusual for most people except me. Okay, is that the connection point? That's what I want to know. So to find out if that's the connection point, I'm going to get what I can out of here. No, well, that wasn't much. I guess I'm just going to have to go and get it all. Yep. Ah, fly-by-wire, guys. Fly-by-wire. Here we go again. This must be fun for somebody. I'm sure it is. If for no other reason than... Let me see. Right. And shift. Click all components successfully. Yep, let's go and see how much of this we can get done. I really just want to find out where the connection point is. So, if I can do it from here, even better. Steel plate, of course we run out of steel plate. Why wouldn't we run out of steel plate? And while it's not the top of the line refinery, it will have to do for what we want. Oh, I see. We're getting the last of the steel plate, all right. Oh, it's a long, slow wait. So what I'm going to end up doing is this platform I'm using for stuff in general where I'm close by and what have you. Down below is more my experimental phase of whether I could actually build a solid base, which you can see the trouble I've had. So it's obvious I've never done it before, which should make all of you start to think very seriously about your options. Now, once we've got all of this stuff, I will then probably have to see if I can get a few extra bits in there. Production, let's say 10 of those. That will eventually become obvious later. Okay. Let's get back and see if we can get this finished and then find out how we're going to do the next bit. Because it's the next bit that should worry everybody, including me. And if it don't like to work sideways, then touch it. Okay, yeah. So we can actually go that way. Which means refinery's upside down. Of course the refinery's upside down. It's meant to be. I designed it that way. And I refuse to let anybody know any different. Okay, so where are we going to go? Reinforce, no, I don't really need the reinforced one here. Okay, that one there. And I know it takes me a while to work things out. And now I use the reinforced one there. Ah, oh. Ah, some days you shouldn't do it this way. Okay, so we want. What are you trying to do? Right, that's the one you wanted. Okay. That the curved one? Yeah, that's the curved one. Okay. That's that fixed to there. So, from there, we've still got to be able to supply it. So you damn well put the wrong one in the wrong place. And to supply it, we're going to have to bring ores in. So that one, oh damn it, that one, instead of being a curved junction, should be a T-junction, because that will lead that outside that wall. That would be the sensible way of doing it. And from out there, I can actually put a connection to add the ship. That's what I'll do. Sorry, guys. I know this seems like a lot of what would be obvious to you, but quite frankly, what is obvious to you is never obvious to me. I'll leave that to there, because I don't want to go any further yet, just in case I collapse the whole wall, which I know is not probable, but you don't know me like I know me. Okay, so from there, T-tube. So junction there, and that there. Okay, that goes to there. Now we go back to the standard conveyor. Goes to there. So now I can feed that from the outside. Okay. Storage there. So I can go to storage. Perhaps I've got it back the front. I don't know yet. I think it's better that way. It may be a little confusing for everyone, but don't say I didn't warn you. Because the way a common sensible brain like yours works and the way mine works are two complete opposites of each other. So we've got that far. Now, from there, we need to be able to, and this is where I should think seriously about putting a conveyor in there. I think it wouldn't do any harm, because it's better to have too much than too little. So we put a conveyor in there. Then we put, that's a refinery. We don't want a refinery. We want the assembler. And an assembler can go there. Which way do we want it though? See, we could actually bring it out this way. I think, let's see, I could bring it this way. That would solve that, and that leaves that open if I need more, because I could, at a pinch, probably also put more storage there if I didn't want to put something else. So let's put that there. That's really all we need in here at the moment. So what I need to do is, the refinery is finished, as weird as it might be. Let's go out, finish that bit outside. So I need a connection system out there. Let's put something more substantial. Another one, never know, it just might help with, whoops. Okay, obviously not much of that there.
Energy low.
Oh, good for you. I don't know why I'm using so much energy. It's not as though I was actually doing anything. Okay. So, we was gonna do the outside bit. So, first of all, let's get rid of all this junk. That's out of there. That we don't need. Okay. Could we perhaps put a better doorway in there? I don't know. At the moment it's a compact base, and yes, I will be painting them a different colour because I don't like that one. And you know why I only ground part of it down. Okay, so in there. Now here, I just need a standard there. That one. connected where it's meant to be. Looks like it. There. And on top here, well, I think we just put a standard conveyor on there. I know it's overkill on the conveyors, but in fact we don't really have to do that. I think we can just put a that there, and that there. Does that give me enough height to, yeah, it should give me enough height to go into there and fill it. So that should be everything I need here. All I've got to do now is put it all together. So let's do the outside bit. Oh shit, you know what's going to happen, don't you? Yeah, I know. We're going to have to somehow do the inside again. And the inside one is going to be a pain in the ass. So we won't be able to do that one down there. God, some mothers do have them, don't they? I know, more flying, and it's going to take up more time, and you're becoming dizzy while I'm going backwards and forwards. Of course, it's all planned that way. You know that. Would I work without a plan? Everybody knows I've got a plan. Which means I've got a plan. I just don't know what it is. Okay, how much have I got here? I've only got 150. So let's stand down here now. Once that's done and that's done, I can use that to pick up a big load of ore, and I can have an ore exchange. So the ore I can do off camera, because why not? I'm sure all of you know exactly what it looks like to gather ore. So the ore I can do off camera, fill it up, and then anything I need to do down there I should be able to do from down there. Priorities. I suppose at some stage in the future I could actually try to make a spaceship. And yeah, wouldn't that be fun? Think of all the oohs and the ahs that would come from that. Okay. No, it's not there. Okay. I thought I had that one. I thought I'd got all three of them there. Um, that's that filled up. I thought I would have actually been able to, I should have been able to carry enough to cover these. Maybe I just didn't do it right. Okay, all the outside is correct. So now we've only got the inside to do. And that means resetting all of that. That was putting the T-junction in. Oh, of course I've got the plates. Steel plate. Have I got any left here? No, of course I haven't. Damn it. Okay, guess what? Yep, we're going back there again. Hang on. That was what it was. Oh, I really do have problems with this, don't I? No, mucking steel plates. Of course. But you know what's this going to force me to do, don't you? I'm going to have a steel plate attack. Because everybody's always out of steel plate. Nobody ever has enough steel plate. Motors, I thought I had motors here. With some extra ones. Alright, let's see how we get on with that. Must be able to get some of it done. Now, we need the T-junction. Let's start again, shall we? With this over again. T-junction, right. Order one, right. Next one is that one. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, and of course we can only get 7. So that would be that all done. Alright. Now we've got to go and collect it all again. Oh shit. Yep, flying up the hill again, boys. As you can see, I didn't really plan this out very well, did I? Okay, give it a few minutes to rattle around and see what it can make. Still need a bit more. We're not full yet. And that'll just, yes, I know I should have made the assembler first, because then I could stand there and do it all from there. But I would still have to come and get all the ores and everything I needed. And you know me, I would have forgotten half about it and would have ended up with even less. So we still need a bit there. So let's get rid of that and do all this, because that's what I really need, is all this stuff before I need all of that stuff. So in theory I shouldn't need that. Shouldn't need that because I've got 530 there. Right, what I'll do, I'll just take as much stuff back as I can. What I don't use, I can always leave till later. Okay, I'll have to come back again. We'll do what we can. At least get some of it, making it look as though we're doing something. And see if we can at least get it looking as though it's going to work. Okay. Yep, they're all done. So that's all connected and that's all done. So, what I'm going to do is get rid of all this. And let's start again with what we've got here. Three. And 4. And 5. Okay, that should be everything. Now, whether or not we actually get round to being able to do anything is another thing entirely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here, go to control panel, the assembler has all that, that's all clear. Alright, back out of there, and take that, and shift. Okay, then let's remind ourselves that we're running out of Go juice again. So this one is definitely slower as a survival kit, so it's better to have that medical unit in there because that's a lot faster. Okay, let's go and see how much we can get done while the rest is slowly working over there. No. Can we finish these 3? Let's have a look. Okay, of course that one wouldn't want to finish. That one's not going to finish. And that one's not going to finish. Okay, so we've got those 3 to do. And then at least we have a workable sort of base. Not a lot, but workable. And that's more than what I usually have. Now, I'm not going to put a garden down there. I see no need whatsoever to have to put a garden down there, because we've got a nice garden up there and it will provide everything we need. Okay, that's that done. Right, we've got an assembler done. And we've now got the assembler connected to the refinery. And the refinery is connected to the outside area, which should be able to take the metals directly into there. And we've got a small storage units, which don't hold a lot, but 15,000 litres for two of them, that's 30,000. And we could just stack them and rack them if we had to. So that's about all we've managed to do, apart from create so much confusion we don't know what we're doing. But we're getting there. And that's the main thing at this stage, is at least getting the basics. What else has to go in yet? Well, that could be a problem. So, as our time is up once again, thank you everyone for being here. I do appreciate it. And I hope that in the next episode, we can actually advance a bit further. Once again, thank you very much for all the help and advice, and we shall see you in the next episode.